Hey everybody, Rob Holman, Northwest Fishing Reports here. We've got an exciting show for you. Today we're on Long Lake fishing for bass with Darren Prouty
from Precision Propeller
and Darren Tabor,
Spokane Bass Club president.
Keep watching, we'll be right back with a lot of fun.
Out early in the morning, gonna go out and cast away. All these waters here for the big boys, and we all come out to play. It's a Northwestern way. Northwest Fishing Reports.
Presented by Gray's Harbor Unders.
Currently, we're out here on Long Lake. It's the June time frame. The smallies are just finishing up their spawn right now, going into a post spawn, and the largemouth are just now making the beds. The water is extremely warm for this time of year. It's in the low 70 degree range, so it's a little high for the bass to be spawning, but they're starting to make their beds anyway. So basically, we're pitching worms and jigs with crawls on them up around the docks, looking for those post-spawn smallies kind of hanging around the structure in 5 to 7 feet of water. And we're also looking for the largemouth that are currently making beds in about that 4-foot range. Right now, water visibility is about 5 to 6 feet deep, so it should make for a great day of fishing. So this is a Ned rig tipped with a Z-Man TRD in the 4-inch and a Kobe color. And it's a Tabor custom jig head. And basically we're fishing for some smallmouth that are just coming off the beds and largemouth that are just going onto the beds. So we're pitching these around the docks right now, trying to pick up those active fish around the fry. And so basically we're gonna throw that in, let it sink, kind of shake it around and get those fish excited.
Nice fit.
Oh yeah.
That's my...
Nice fish, dude.
That is so cool. Oh my God, that's the biggest bass I've ever caught.
That's your biggest bass, Darren?
Pretty much, yeah.
Nice fish, man.
Nice fish.
Right.
Love it. Might become a fisherman.
So how was that? You were just bouncing along the bottom, huh?
That it freaking hit hard.
Still using jigs and worms, flipping it up and around the docks.
If I understand it right, Darren, you sponsor the other Darren.
Yes, we try to keep him in props. He doesn't damage too many, so he's a great one to sponsor.
Yeah, right. But bass guys, they got a specialty prop, right?
Well, certain boats kind of have a prop that are basically meant for that particular type of application. Darren's got a 250 Yami on the back of this, and it needs a big diameter, high rake prop that doesn't cavitate. You can't use an aluminum prop. You have to run a pretty good performance-orientated, high-raked stainless propeller.
Gotcha.
For lift, lack of cavitation, and every time you get into these hard spots, you want a prop that's got some beef to it, that can cut up the weeds when you pop in reverse. The key to success is RPMs at full throttle.
Gotcha.
And allowing that motor to be able to turn its RPMs, and that's all governed by the pitch of the propeller.
So it's not just bass boats, it's any high performance motor. It's gonna have specific needs and might not come stock with the right propeller.
Correct, and every motor turns up to 55 to 6,200 RPMs, so it doesn't even have to be the high performance motors anymore. It's
Gotcha.
the hydrodynamics of that stainless prop that really make it work correctly. They got a lot invested into these crafts, and the boats will last longer if they have the ability to turn enough RPM.
Oh,
Turn enough RPMs.
That was almost gold.
That was, yeah.
That was it.
So here's another technique that we use this time of year. It's called the drop shot rig. So basically we have a weight down here at the bottom, about a foot up the line. we wacky rig a sticko bait from Bass Pro Shops. And then you throw it out there and you kind of shake it, and it usually drives those fish crazy.
And because I haven't even got a bite yet, they're switching me up.
We're putting him on the hot bait.
We're on the hot bait now.
You did get a boat though.
We'll see if this works for me now.
You might still have it. Oh, he's on there, dude. Oh, hey, you gotta film it.
Look at that!
Right.
That's how it does. You know,
Where's your dinner?
I don't know if this makes me feel any better.
I don't know. I don't know if that's playable.
Make you feel inadequate.
Darren, I don't feel inadequate. I feel bad though.
Catching a fish is better than not catching it.
Yeah, but I mean, your fish probably ate this fish. You know, it's a Rob-sized fish.
So I pitched this jig right up on that dock and just got slammed by this nice 3 to 4 pound smallie here. Really, really nice fish in there, probably just coming off the spawn. So when you feel that bite, you want to kind of wait until you feel some weight, and when you feel the weight, then you want to go on and get a really good hook set on them, and then reel them out, and then kind of wear them out a little bit. That's good.
That's a nice fish. That's the biggest one of the day there.
There we go. Really nice one. So she just come off the spawn, her belly's real nice and flat. She's trying to feed up to get healthy again. We'll let her go.
That's what it's all about.
There she goes.
Couldn't have done that with the wrong prop.
There's a bite. Ah, got it. Right under the boat. Right under the boat. Nice.
Another nice smallie. That's how you do it, Rob.
Is that how you do it?
It's a swim jig with a Rage Menace
Okay.
from Strike King.
And under the boat, but we've been trying to work this cover a little bit, so they're moving around, huh?
Yep, they're starting to move out a little bit due to the evening.
Okay.
They're starting to kind of move out away from the docks a little bit and starting to chase bait. Most of all of our bass tournament guys practice fishing, catch and release. That way we preserve the fishery for the future.
It makes a lot of sense. So that's you know, good stewardship of the resource.
Absolutely.
But what if I wanted to eat one?
Well, I tell you, you know, I always recommend if people like to eat bass, keeping those 2 pound and under bass. Most of our lakes here in the Northwest have an abundance of those fish. So it doesn't hurt to keep a few of those nice smallmouths to eat, and they actually are pretty delicious table fare.
Speaking of which, I'm hungry.
All right.
This prop guy's working up an appetite.
Sorry.
I'm ready to eat fish.
Oh, that might be something we could fry, huh?
I think we got an eater.
Fryer?
All right, Darren, your expert tutelage put me on something.
That's a nice little fish there on a Ned rig, Tabor custom tackle jig head on a Z-Man TRD 4-inch.
So is this about what you'd call an eater size?
Yep, so this is a nice pound and a half smallmouth. And that's a perfect filler right there. Take that fish and it'll be a good eats, and it'll help out some of the other fish have more food storage.
So you were telling me there's an abundance of this age class of fishing here,
Yes, sir.
and by thinning them out, we're growing bigger fish than the
Yep.
other age class.
It provides a lot more forage for the other fish so they can get some good size to them.
Is there any way, as Darren Prouty asked, to determine if this is a male or a female?
Not really. You can't really tell the sex of the fish. Normally your females will grow larger, and so as they get bigger in the spring, if you look at their bellies, you can see their bellies will be swelled up on the females, and that's really about the only way you can sex a fish.
Darren, sun's going down. I think we call it a day. We come back in the morning and get these guys a little bit of, we've had some evening fish. Let's give them some morning fish tomorrow.
Sounds good.
You good for that?
Thanks. Let's have a good night.
All right, we're gonna go eat that bass and be back in the morning. Keep watching.
I so hungry.
It's tips and trips, new techniques and locations to expand your fishing horizons.
Hi everyone, we're coming to you from the Okanagan Valley. We're at Alta Lake, and you know, when you think of Brewster and Pateros, you think of salmon and steelhead, and the Chinook and the sockeye definitely can be red hot this time of year, but a lot of people don't know about Alta State Park. This is a nice 200-acre lake here at the state park. It has trout and it has kokanee. So we're gonna get our lines in the water and see if we can get some of those kokanee in the boat to show to you guys. Fish on. First fish of the day. Try not to lose it. Oh, that's a pretty good fighting fish. So when we were here a couple years ago, these guys were kind of small. Be very interested to see what they look like this year. Oh my goodness, look at this. Wow. Look at that. Look at that fish from tiny little Alta Lake. Wow. He's measuring just shy of 14 inches. That's a good 13.5-inch fish. Isn't that a beautiful fish? You wouldn't expect to find fish like this on a tiny little lake, but here you go. Beautiful kokanee. Here's another age class out on Alta Lake. This one's a 10-inch fish. We were catching 10 to 12-inch fish when we were here a couple of years ago, so there's a mix of age classes in the lake. We'd much rather get those 14-inchers, but this one was caught on a Arctic fox trolling fly in the pink, and then I've got a pink and orange splattered dodger as well. Leader length about 12 inches or so. That's a good one. Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah. Ooh. We just hit a couple fish right in front of this burn area. We're on the east side of the lake. The sun is creeping up higher, but we're behind the hill, so we still have a little shade. That's not gonna last forever. About 9-10 o'clock, this lake will start getting hot. But for now, it's very comfortable. The ski boats came out and the fish went away. That said, we didn't get our limits today, but we got some nice fish. We got 4 oversized and we got 3 smaller kokanee. limits 5 per angler on this lake. The lures that worked well today, Arctic Fox trolling lures did it again. Oranges, pinks worked best. We also had some good luck with a pink hoochie with a money maker. We would put 1 piece of corn off of each hook, orange and red corn. The lake here, it's good fishing. It's also good fishing in the evening. If you come out the last couple hours before the end of the day, we've had really good success in the past. Again, I'm impressed and surprised that the fish are bigger this year. It's a good year for kokanee in some lakes, and Alta is one of them. So if you're in the Brewster-Pateros area, check out Alta State Park and Alta Lake. We'll see you guys on the water and online.
Good morning. This is Paul Hamilton from Northwest Fishing Reports. I'm filling in this morning. This is our second day with Darren Tabor. Okay, he is the president of the City of Spokane's Bass Fishing Club. And with us today we have John Bodensberger, and then pulling up the back of the boat we got his son Jim.
So early morning fishing is a little bit different than the afternoon fishing that we did last night. So this morning we're starting out with a popper to see if we can get some of them fish to come up since it's early and they're out actively feeding. And then we got these guys throwing a couple Cincos for more subtle bait to see what they kind of like this morning. But there should be some fish out moving around and actively feeding right now. So use a nice little small popper, and a lot of those smallmouth are feeding on the fry that are out right now.
Paul was saying you tend to throw back those bigger ones because it takes them 9 years or so.
Yeah. So we as bass fishermen and tournament anglers, we highly encourage catch and release, and we like everyone to throw back their fish, and especially the larger fish, especially in this northwest region. A lot of times it'll take 8, 9, sometimes 10 years to produce that trophy 5-6 pound fish. So if you'd like to keep some fish, we just encourage you to keep the smaller smallmouth, maybe 1 to 2 pounders for table fare, and just let all the nicer, bigger fish, a lot older fish, return to the water so that they can be caught again. Now I'm going to pick up a jig. There's a swim jig with a crawl on it, and so I just had a bite on the popper, so I'm going to try and see if I can get him to come back and hit this jig.
Can I borrow your pole?
Yeah. Oh, he missed him again. God.
Don't talk to me like that.
You almost had him.
He came right up there.
It sounded like a nice one.
It was. I watched him do it.
So as we fish around the docks with the grass growth, one of the things we do is we try to get the baits closer to the docks, because underneath the docks the grass usually doesn't grow, so there's kind of an open area, so those fish will sit in the edges of the grass and wait for something to come in that open area so they can ambush it. So that's why we try and pitch our jigs and our Cincos up right under the docks or right on the edges of the docks for that ambush spot.
He's got his first fish for the day. Nice little bass. Yeah, that's a good little eater there.
So there you are. Nice little smallmouth.
Come here, little buddy. Ooh.
You got a little area. Where you at? Yep. There's a bite. Got him. There's a nice one. Couple pounder.
Ooh, got one up there too. That is a nice fish.
There we go. Nice 1.5 pound smallie.
Can we keep?
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So one good thing about smallmouth bass is they're a very tough fish. So the survival rate when you catch a smallmouth bass is almost 100%, as long as they don't swallow the hook or you get some gill damage. So it's a really tough fish compared to like a trout. And largemouth are also very tough, but smallies seem to be the toughest fish out there as far as being able to hook them, get them in, and then release them with a high survivability rate.
Yeah. Ooh, he's a little fighter.
That might be a better one.
Lost my worm. Come here.
Leave him down in the water a second.
Huh?
Leave him down in the water a second.
Okay. Okay, he's worn out.
You get in the right spot, they'll get on it right away.
Actually, I want to watch how you do it.
So basically, when a hook is hooked that deep in a fish down by the stomach, there's a technique to remove that hook. And that's take you a small pair of pliers or hemostats, go up through the gill very carefully, not to damage any of the gills, and then grab the hook like that with a point down. And then once you grab that hook, see, like get him here, you can rotate that hook and it should pop right out of there, and that does not injure the fish at all. So there you go. That's removed from his stomach, no bleeding or anything. That fish is perfectly good health to be returned to the waters with no hook.
Nice. Oh, buddy. You good? Ready to play?
Nice. It was great. It was a great day being out there on the water today. I really appreciate Northwest Fishing Reports for going out with us today and having me along. And all in all, it was a great day today and a great day yesterday. And like I said, I appreciate you guys having me out.
Man, we appreciate you. It was a fun show. You had a diverse cast of characters out there today. If somebody wants to learn more about the Spokane Bass Club, how do they do that?
Yeah, if you want to find out about our bass club, go to SpokaneBassClub.com, and we have a website there that talks all about the club and the bylaws.